And here we are. This is preparation for the talk I'm giving down in Wellington in about a fortnight's time. So I'm going down to Wellington to attend the Skeptics conference. And one of the things I'm doing down there, in fact the primary reason why I'm going down there, is I'm giving a talk on my thesis in regard to what a conspiracy theory is, working through the definition of a conspiracy theory and giving some case studies. My history with the Skeptics is fairly unusual. I'm not a member of the New Zealand Skeptics. I'm probably not ever going to be a member of the New Zealand Skeptics. I'm not particularly fond of skepticism as a cause, truth be told. As a philosopher, specifically an epistemologist, I'm concerned with the epistemological debate. I often think that skepticism, by and large, focuses too heavily on the notion of being dogmatically against particular principles, and on occasion being a little bit inconsistent. So, for example, the recent awarding of the Richard Dawkins Atheist Award to Bill Maher has caused a little bit of concern that someone who is a little bit wacky when it comes to medical claims is able to be celebrated by a skeptical organisation who go, well, as long as he's an atheist, we don't really care about the kind of things that go on in his other belief systems. And actually, to a large extent, this is what the whole point of this particular talk is. When I was at the Skeptic conference last year, I noted that there were a fair number of skeptics who were all very against this thing and against that thing because they were wacky and they were weird and they weren't based upon good argumentation, the inferences were bad and so forth. They were also unwarrantedly skeptical about things like climate change. So, for example, certain members of the audience last year were really quite vexed by the fact that this unscientific notion of global warming or anthropogenic climate change is occurring. And that disturbs me because, as far as I can tell, as an epistemologist, someone who's concerned with adopting the most rational beliefs for the best reasons, I think it's actually fairly clear that the climate is changing and that we've got anthropogenic climate change going on. And I think being skeptical about that really is taking the notion of being a skeptic far too far. When we are skeptics, we should be skeptical about things which are based on bad argumentation, are lacking in the right kind of inference structures. That's probably not the best way to put it, but, I'm in the midst of a recording, so I can't go back and edit it like I would do with my thesis, and so forth. And so it's important in a situation like this to base your beliefs on the best possible inferences you can. And given the access we have to scientific knowledge, and the access we have to data sets and such like, and the appeals to legitimate authorities, what I call epistemic authorities within this particular presentation, I think it is fairly clear that the best authorities and the best sciences of our day indicate that anthropogenic climate change is going on. Now, because of this sort of unwarranted skepticism I felt at the last conference, and the fact that many of these things are in fact actually conspiracy theories that people are working with and not being aware of it, it would be really useful to give a talk to the skeptics about conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorizing for two reasons. One, to talk about the kind of conspiracy theories they may be inclined to believe in. But secondly, to try and actually start moving the debate about conspiracy theories away from a merely pejorative use of conspiracy theory as referring to a bad species of belief, citing a conspiracy as a salient cause, and instead moving the talk about conspiracy theories away from the pejorative and into the talk about what does it take to actually constitute a conspiracy in a conspiracy theory. So how do we talk about the inference to a conspiracy? And so to a large extent, this is what my talk is about. It's positing a definition of a conspiracy theory. It's saying this definition is not pejorative. What is wrong with conspiracy theorizing, if it is indeed wrong in many cases, is the inference to conspiracy. There are lots of warranted conspiracy theories, actual explanations citing a conspiracy, and what's wrong is the inference to conspiracy, and I'm hoping to show that through a select set of examples, such as the ones you're seeing right now.